Hello boys and girls, I hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to talk about weather and climate, and we're going to talk about text features and how the text features can help with comprehension. But before we begin, please make sure you have a pencil and paper. If you don't, please pause this video and go get the items that you need and return and start the video again. The text features we're going to talk about are title, pictures, headings, and captions. Title. The title lets you know what the article is about. Pictures show you information about the article. Headings let you know what the section of the article will be about, and captions will tell you what's happening in pictures. These features will help with comprehension. This is the article we are going to read. If you look at the top, you can see weather and climate. What is weather? That is the title. When you read the title, stop and think, what do I already know about weather? Then look at the pictures. This first picture here looks like a storm. You can see the dark gray clouds, also called cumulus nimbus clouds or thunderheads. You can see these clouds, and you're kind of thinking that maybe there's a storm that's coming. This picture over here are palm trees. You can see that it's windy because the palm trees are blowing. This picture down here, you can see that they are instruments that a meteorologist uses. Underneath the picture of the storm, you can see that there's a caption. A thunderstorm lights up the sky over the country of Portugal. You can look at headings. What makes up weather? The information underneath that heading will talk about what makes up weather. Another heading, studying weather. The information underneath that heading will talk about how weather is studied. This last section here, the heading, satellites and computers help meteorologists. The information underneath that heading talk about satellites and computers. As we read, please look for the answers to the following questions. What is precipitation? What kind of day would we call muggy? This is a strategy we have used where you look at the questions that you're going to have to answer. And then when you read, you can kind of look for those answers. So while we read the article, please make sure you keep these questions in your mind. Okay, this is the article again, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to read each section, and then I'm going to put in my own words what that section was about. Okay, but before I show you what I write about the section, you're going to pause and you are going to write what you think that section was about. So let's begin. Weather is how hot, cold, wet, or dry it is outside. It has to do with the air. The air determines the weather. Weather can be warm and sunny, or it can be wet and stormy. It changes every day. The weather is important to people. It has a big effect on their lives. Weather affects how people feel outside. It affects how much food they can grow. Some weather is dangerous. A tornado or blizzard can be deadly. So weather can also affect how safe people are. Now I'd like you to stop the video, pause it, and I'd like you to write in your own words a couple sentences about what this section is about. This is what I wrote about the section we just read. This section is about different types of weather which can be dangerous and can change daily. It also talks about how weather can affect people. The next section we are going to read about is what makes up weather. Weather is made up of different parts. Temperature is one. Temperature is how warm or cold it is outside. Wind is another part of weather. Wind is air moving across the earth. Some winds are gentle breezes, others are strong gusts. The air holds water. Humidity is how much water the air holds. It is the third part of weather. Warm air can hold more water than cold air can. That is why cold days are usually drier. Warm days can be muggy. Another word for muggy is humid. Precipitation is another part of weather. Precipitation is water falling to the ground. Rain, hail, and snow are all precipitation. Finally, there is air pressure. This is how heavy the air is. Air pressure can change. Its changes help people predict storms. A change in pressure might mean a storm is on the way. Okay, boys and girls, pause the video. Write down in your own words a couple sentences about this section of the article. This is what I wrote. Whoops. What makes up weather? This section is about how weather is made up of different parts. Weather is made up of the following parts: temperature, wind, humidity, precipitation, and air pressure. The next section of the article, studying weather. Meteorology is the study of weather. A scientist who studies weather is a meteorologist. These scientists try to predict weather too. Meteorologists use many instruments. These help gather information about weather. The thermometer and the barometer are two of the oldest instruments. Many people have them at home. A thermometer measures temperature. A barometer measures how much the air weighs. Another common instrument is the wind vane. It shows the direction the wind is blowing. Okay, boys and girls, pause the video again. Write down in your own words a couple sentences of what this section was about. This is what I wrote, studying weather. This section is about the job of a meteorologist and what instruments or tools they use. The last section of this article. Satellites and computers help meteorologists. Today, meteorologists also use satellites. These are machines sent into space. They circle the Earth. The satellites collect weather information. They send this information back to Earth. Meteorologists study it. Meteorologists also use computers. Together, these tools help scientists track weather. They also help scientists predict or guess the weather. That is how we get a weather forecast. Again, pause the video. In your own words, write down a couple sentences of what this section of the article was about. This is what I wrote. Satellites and computers help meteorologists. This section is about how satellites collect weather information from space and how computers are also used to track weather. Now, what is precipitation? I found this section in the article. Precipitation is another part of weather. Precipitation is water falling to the ground. Rain, hail, and snow are all precipitation. I was a detective. I went back into the article, find the part that talked about precipitation to find my answer. So, what do you think the answer could be? Precipitation is water falling to the ground like rain, hail, and snow. The next question, what kind of day would we call muggy? Again, I went into the article, located the information that I needed to answer this question. The information from the article is, the air holds water. Humidity is how much water the air holds. It is the third part of weather. Warm air can hold more water than cold air can. That is why cold days are usually drier. Warm days can be muggy. Another word for muggy is humid. Okay, so using that information, answer the question. A muggy day would be a warm day that is humid. Now for your assignment, you are going to complete an exit slip question, which you will respond in Google Classroom. Find the answer to these questions in the article. Weather and climate. What is weather? So we've read the article. If you need to listen to the article again, you can go back and listen to the video again. But I want you to find the answer to these two questions. What is the article mainly about? What instrument do meteorologists use to measure how heavy the air is? So be detectives, go back into the article, find the answers, and respond in Google Classroom. Remember, capital letters, periods, complete sentences, make sure your spelling is accurate. And if you have any questions, please let me or your teacher know. And make sure that you answer this question before Friday at 3 o'clock. That's when it is due by. So have a great day, boys and girls.